Rivers State lawmakers for National Assembly don't blast Senator Henry Seriake Dickson from Bayelsa West over wetin dem call misleading and dangerous comments about the political wahala wey dey Rivers State. For emergency press briefing wey shele for Abuja, Chairman of Rivers Caucus and House Minority Leader Honourable Kingsley Chinda tok say Senator Dickson no suppose dey condemn the state of emergency wey President Tinubu declare for Rivers or dey call for the reinstatement of suspended Governor Similayo Fubara during im democracy speech. Chinda yarn say the emergency rule no be military government as Dickson dey try paint am, but a legal response to the rising political and security wahala for the state. He explained say the current sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, na retired military officer wey dey act under civilian control. Chinda tok say Senator Dickson dey mislead people, say he no fit say Rivers dey under military rule when Ibas na civilian now, just like Dickson himself wey be retired police corporal. He quote section 305 of the 1999 constitution wey give Presido power to declare state of emergency when national security and public peace dey under threat. He still remind people say even the Supreme Court, for their February 28 judgment, confirm say Rivers State no get functional government. Chinda yarn say even Governor Fubara thank President Tinubu sake of say help stop total breakdown of law and order. So he surprised them say Dickson wey no be Rivers man dey poke nose for wetin no concern am. The Caucus accuse Senator Dickson say he wan cause gbege and spoil the peace efforts wey dem dey try build. Chinda even bring up past issues about how Dickson allegedly disrupt Federal High Court for Bayelsa that year when he be governor. Say the senator no get moral rights to dey preach about democracy.
As members of the Rivers State Caucus in the National Assembly, we watched with utter dismay the vituperations of Senator Henry Seriake Dickson of Bayelsa West Senatorial District in his press briefing, wherein he expressed his anger at the emergency rule in Rivers State and chided the President of the Federal Republic for not using his June 12 address before the National Assembly to restore suspended Governor Similayo Fubara to office. Let it be categorically stated that Rivers State is not under military rule. The current administrator of the state, Vice Admiral retired Ibok Ete Ibas, is a retired military officer, just as Senator Seriake Dickson is himself a retired police corporal, but a serving senator. Both of them cannot be serving personnel of the armed forces. The implication of retirement is clear. Once an officer retires, he becomes a civilian, and any leadership role he occupies is subject to civilian laws, norms, and democratic oversight. To label the current administration as military rule is therefore misleading and intellectually disingenuous. The declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State was a necessary constitutional intervention aimed at preserving peace, protecting lives, and restoring institutional order. The decision was not taken lightly. It was prompted by the rising tide of political instability and executive rascality within the state. The state of emergency declared in Rivers State is not a breach of the Constitution. Rather, it is a legitimate tool provided in Section 305 of our Constitution to restore sanity when democratic structures are under serious threat. Only recently, the suspended governor himself, Governor Similayo Fubara, publicly thanked Mr. President for saving the day when he declared the state of emergency in Rivers State. Therefore, Senator Seriake Dickson, the retired police corporal, cannot cry more than the bereaved. It is extremely unfortunate that a former governor, a serving senator, and a retired police corporal, who by virtue of his police training is expected to maintain law and order, decided to make undemocratic utterances capable of causing a breakdown of law and order in Rivers State, whilst indigents of the state are still on the path of seeking for peace for us to ensure that we protect the lives of our people in the state. Consequently, the caucus cautions Senator Seriake Dickson, the Rivers State caucus, unequivocally and clearly sends a clear caution and warning to Senator Seriake Dickson to stay clear from inciting Rivers people into any form of violence or attempting to cause any breakdown of law and order in our state. He is from Bayelsa State. If he wants to cause problem or crisis anywhere, let him go back to his home and do so. We will also call on the security agencies to put a tab on him and his actions, which are likely and capable of causing a breach of peace, particularly now that the state is working towards restoring peace amongst our citizens. We will also call on the Senate Committee on Ethics to commence investigation into the unparliamentary actions of Seriake Dickson. And as a caucus, we will stand firm to follow up on this and ensure that this attitude, condemnable attitude of Senator Seriake Dickson, is completely addressed.
Senator Allwell Onyeso from Rivers East also talk for the briefing. He said Dickson comments no make sense and no dey helpful. Him say this no be time to dey play politics. Rivers people need peace and governance, no be wahala from people wey no dey directly affected to the crisis. The caucus closed the matter with strong warning, say make Dickson stay out of Rivers State politics.
The House of Representatives have just told you it's our collective view and we agreed. Very fortunately, I'm in the same chamber in the Senate with Senator Seriake Dickson. And I know that those of us from Niger Delta will have enormous duty. We all are people enormous duty and contributions to make. I'm equally aware that Bayelsa State, especially Bayelsa West, need a lot of this activism to bring the dividends of democracy to them. I want to tell you that these things are lacking. The appointments you have in Bayelsa today are the appointments that they got through their relationship with Rivers State. I'm not too sure that my colleague has attracted anyone to his state. None. I am also aware that one of the most backward states in the country in terms of infrastructure is Bayelsa. And so this energy could be channeled towards activities that will improve the infrastructural problems of Bayelsa State. So I join in appealing to my colleague, Seriake Dickson, that we should kill negative energy in our politics.
Make una no forget say, as we see am, na so we dey talk am. We no dey take blame. Ohifemi Onosimo, TMC News.